guys. Welcome back to the Pulse with Willie and Al. How's it going today, brother?
Hey, not too bad, man. Not too bad. It's really getting cold here in New Hampshire. I watched part of Game of Thrones once and they said something about winter's coming. So
Yeah,
it's for realsies though. It's coming.
an amazing
It's
show,
great.
by the way. My in-laws are
Yeah, I've
watching
only
it
watched
right now. They've almost binge watched all of it in 2 weeks, so it's
that's incredible.
yeah, really loving it. Uh,
I've only watched season one of that show. I've never gotten past
it
it
gets it
because
gets
I
way
think
better.
that's what I hear. I think it's also a show too where I have to actually watch it and not be on my phone.
Yeah, I
That
can't.
seems like a I have to put my phone down show.
It is. And it's worth
Yeah.
it too because the character arcs, the depth. It's really really good. But yeah, man, we're back today with episode 99, which we're gonna give a little shout out to my dad with the title. So we're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time episode. So
Yes,
uh
sir.
yeah, I figured that's the best way to finish off before the century mark. So but we're gonna cover some stuff in terms of baseball today. We'll cover some stuff with football. So let's without further ado, let's dive right in, man. World Series has just been nuts, right? And I mean, the series is tied up 2-2 right now, but I think the game that everyone wants to talk about is Game Three, which was just an
Yeah.
absolute wild classic. So, just kind of your thoughts on the game. I mean, it went 18 innings, so we got like an extra. The way I see it is, we got an extra game of baseball this
Yeah.
year in the postseason in the last series of baseball, which was really cool.
I will say, there were so many plays that happened in that game where you're like, boy, this is gonna swing the momentum.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a game where so many guys got thrown out on the base paths.
Hmm.
And not because of shitty base running, but just guys making just A plus throws.
Yeah.
Like Vlad throws a guy out at third and he just throws a missile. Just a missile at third. Like
Hmm.
he throws it so well that where he throws it so hard, the glove goes into the guy. Like he throws it right into the tag. And that's picture perfect what you want
Hmm.
in a throw. And you saw it, I think it was the innings kind of blur together to me,
Right.
because we just had so many of them.
Hmm.
But Otani gets thrown out stealing second, and I want to say it was like the ninth or the 10th. And Alejandro Kirk throws just a bullet. Like he throws a bullet and he throws it in such a way that Otani the guy's glove hits Otani. Otani pops off the bag and he gets tagged out. And then you're just like, that's incredible because
Yeah.
Otani's not a slow guy. He's
No.
really fast. Like the
Yeah.
dude stole over 50 bases last season. Like he's pretty good at it.
Kind of crazy to think that like there's so much that goes into it. Who do you think played the best out of anyone in that game?
I mean, it has to be Shohei Otani. The dude, the dude before the after the eighth inning was 4 for 4 with two homers and two doubles. And if
Hmm.
you just kind of ended the game there, you'd be like, Jesus, that's really impressive. But then Toronto finally was like, you know what? Maybe we don't let this guy hit anymore because he's really just killing us.
Yeah.
So then they walked him 5 times.
Yeah.
So he was on base 9 times. So final stat line 4 for 4, two doubles, two homers, three RBI, 5 walks.
And 3 runs. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
in 3 runs.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So, you know, I keep thinking I'm gonna see like I've seen it all in baseball. Then Otani's like, wait, hold my beer, watch this.
yeah.
So yeah.
I'll take a
And then
I was gonna
and it,
say, I just wanted to take a different take on that. Like, I love that. Obviously, Otani's the best player in this series, and he's showing it. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Will Smith. Yeah, I know he didn't like his at bats weren't great, but that guy caught 18 innings.
same with
Eh,
Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
No, he stopped catching after
yeah,
I think the 12th. Actually,
yeah,
my
yeah.
apologies.
He ended up playing like catching all
Yeah,
18 innings, and that's insane when you think about it. The amount of pitches thrown, 312.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
wild. Absolutely wild.
Other cool things in that game,
Hmm.
Kershaw comes in for a batter and like the bases are loaded.
Right.
Like he has nowhere to put them, and it's 2 outs, and they needed somebody, and they called Clayton Kershaw, this old grizzled vet that has just he's like he's one of the best Dodgers to ever put on that uniform.
Hmm.
And he goes in there and he's an old man who doesn't have the stuff that he usually does. And for one hitter, he threw the slider that's gonna get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he ripped that slider in ways and like got the guy to ground out. And you're just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, like it's a 3-2 count as well. And that's the thing. And what I really appreciated was Kershaw had like the balls to be like, hey, fuck you, try to hit this slider. And he throws it. Like, that's incredible. That
Yeah.
is incredible to me. Like,
Hey, I'm gonna give you
game
my
on the
best stuff. Here
line.
it is. Mhm.
Yep. And it's the only batter he faced, and that might be his last appearance. And for him to just go out like that's just the dude's an all-time great and like one of the greats I've gotten to watch in my lifetime, and
Mhm.
just first ballot Hall of Famer when it's time.
Really cool.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, it's
Yep.
just the amount of I think the amount of records broken in this game. I mean, because part of the reason was it went 18 innings. But the amount
Yeah.
of hits I think was a record. The amount of runners left on base was a record. Like they just had so much going for them in this game. It was crazy. The amount of pitchers used. I think what 19 pitchers used.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
What's wild was like I think it was in the 18th, Yamamoto was warming up. Like he was stretching and getting ready. Like that dude just threw a complete game 2 days
You're
earlier.
right.
And he's like, you know what? No, I'll pitch if I have to. I'll
Hmm.
die for this team. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
Well,
Like what's wild too is like they had to turn around and play less than 17 hours later.
yeah. So they
And Toronto came back and
y-
kind of spanked them.
I
Like,
that's what I was gonna mention is like it's crazy. It's very emotionally uplifting to win that game, but then Toronto turned around and wins the game the very next night or that night, I guess you could say.
yeah,
It takes a lot for them to be able to do that, to turn around and do that.
yeah,
And Otani was pitching, so it's like
yeah.
it's.
And Otani, you could tell this didn't have his best stuff.
Mhm.
Like, which makes sense because the dude was on base 9 times in an 18 inning game
Mhm.
less than 24 hours earlier.
Yeah,
Like, it started like Vlad's the guy that's carrying this team, and
hmm,
Vlad hit a dinger off of him, and that was it.
yeah,
Like that kind of weirdly broke the Dodgers. And like now this series gets to go back to Toronto,
hmm.
where
And
those fans are nuts.
it was kind of interesting too
Nuts.
because Bieber pitched quite well. Uh,
Yeah.
so it was
He
just
didn't have like his he didn't have his A plus stuff, but he gritted through what he needed. He got through what he needed to get through to
mhm,
get like because that's a game they had to win.
right.
That's a game they had to win.
Well, and so this is like the interesting thing about it is we talked about it whether it was going to go 6 games or how we wanted it to go 7, but now it's guaranteed going 6, possibly 7.
Yep.
So and it's been kind of back and forth. The Dodgers won, I believe, lopsidedly in the first game. Then then
Yeah.
then Toronto comes back and wins, and then kind of just ping ponging back and forth, and then to come and be able to win the night after this historic game, I think really says a lot about them as a team. It's kind of ping pong these games. I'm sorry, the Blue Jays won big time in game one. Then it was the opposite. The Dodgers ended up coming back. Dodgers win again. They go up 2 games to 1 with the 18 inning game, and then the Blue Jays end up winning. So it's kind of like ping pong back and forth with this
Yeah.
series. Very interesting to see what's going to happen because this one's obviously at Dodger Stadium, but then they go back. So the Blue Jays are guaranteeing themselves at least one more
Game
game at
6.
home, right?
Yep.
And I think that's really important for them because
And this is a monster. This is a monster game tonight.
yeah.
Like this is very pivotal. And the fact that they have Blake Snell going for the Dodgers, and Yasevich, again who started the year in single A ball
Hmm.
as a rookie and is now pitching Game 5 of a World Series tied 2-2.
Yeah, against
Like,
a historic team in the Dodgers, right?
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
really, really big.
And if Toronto can somehow win this tonight, like it just to go back and you have two chances to clinch this at home. Like it's I cannot even imagine.
Yeah,
I
you
cannot
know what I
fathom it.
will say though is like the Dodgers, they've already won one game in Toronto. And
Mhm.
the other thing that I was going to mention is they haven't played particularly good at home. Yeah, they won the
Yeah,
18 inning game. Geez, I keep messing that up. But they haven't played particularly well at home in this series. Okay,
no,
so we'll see what happens with that. But it's a team that I'll also say like if they are playing under pressure, well, they're kind of used to that. This is a team
yeah.
with the experience to be able to kind of lift up and make things happen for themselves. So
And also, if Toronto loses this game tonight, like this, I mean, look at the Seattle series. They
yeah,
were down 3-2 going back to Toronto for game six, and they
yeah,
won game six and seven. So, like,
yeah.
nothing's off the table yet for this
No,
team.
I think you can make good arguments for both teams in this, but really, I think we're just at the luxury of seeing really good, solid baseball so far in
Yep.
the World Series, which is really awesome. Great pitching, not from everybody, but great pitching in general. You're seeing great hitting, home runs being hit, people trying to
Yeah.
steal bases, people playing well in the field, throwing guys out. Like you're seeing a lot of really good fundamental baseball being played here at a very high level, which is really cool.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
the irony that Freddie Freeman again hit another walk-off homer in a World
yeah,
Series.
like, did you see his dad? He
Man,
was just in disbelief.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
what an amazing guy. Like, Freddie Freeman's just a. I don't. I have a hard time understanding people in the league that don't like this guy, right? Like fans
yeah,
of baseball, other players. Like, yeah, okay, he had a home run against your team. I get that, but even when he was doing it against the Braves, I was like, oh man, but it's kind of like he hit one for us, right? Like,
yeah.
so
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's a universally loved player that like
mhm.
nobody hates.
Yeah,
Like he doesn't play for my favorite baseball team, but I love that guy. That
yeah,
guy just like gets it. And
yeah,
like just like again, future Hall of Famer.
yeah.
Like
All heart too. He really is.
yep.
The exact guy that you look at in the majors, or a guy like Otani, and you look at them and you say like, this is someone that I hope my kid models their play after, right? Like the way
Yeah.
they play the game. One thing I wanted to mention about Yamamoto, the night that he pitched the complete game, and I think I sent this to you. He cleaned the dugout in
Yeah.
the Dodgers dugout after he pitched a complete game. He cleaned the Dodgers dugout in Toronto before they left, which is
Mhm.
just
Yep.
like it just. I wrote to you, we don't deserve these people. Like they're just
No.
super kind.
Otani the other night was filling up water for people and just
Yeah,
giving it to him. Like just like what like I don't know. What a dude.
yeah,
Like
and there's rumors of another one possibly coming the Dodgers way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
uh,
The dude in Japan right now that's just like a monster hitter and actually might be a better hitter than Otani,
mm-hmm,
which is insane.
mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for him to sign with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I just can't wait.
it's it's probably gonna happen. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
Yep.
any predictions for the game tonight that we've got? No, it's going to
I
be
did.
tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Oh
I
no,
think
tonight for me. Tonight
tonight.
for me, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, tonight for you, tomorrow for me. Sorry.
Tomorrow for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
this is tough because very rarely in a World Series do I like truly don't care who wins because like I just love but watching good baseball and
Mhm.
I kind of feel that way. I weirdly hope it's Toronto though.
Yeah.
I just I I want to see those fans in Toronto just have that thing because they don't like it's that and the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs haven't won the cup since like the 60s.
I mean, the Raptors won a few years ago when Kawhi went up there.
Yeah, but like
Yeah, mostly though.
mm,
Not. It'd be really
yeah.
cool to see.
And I just like the crowd for Toronto's been nuts. Like the only crowd that is I've ever heard boo Otani and Freddie Freeman. Like it's
Yeah, they were chanting, "We
insane.
don't need you," to
Yeah.
Otani.
Yeah.
That's cold.
Yeah.
That's
That
cold. And
is.
who was it? The
That's fun.
manager? Didn't the manager actually say, like in a press conference before the World Series started, like, I want to know if he's going to give us the hat back? And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he was
Yeah, we gave him
kidding.
all these cool things.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
kidding with it, but really, really cool. So,
Yeah, so I
um,
kind of hope Toronto wins tonight.
yeah, it'd be great to see, man.
Yeah.
It really would. Either
But
team
I'm
that
also
wins, I'm happy for.
that I was gonna say that's the thing. Like if the Dodgers win another World Series, I'm cool with it too.
Yeah,
Like I
you
don't
want to
know.
see the dynasty start.
I love a good dynasty, man. I
Yeah,
do. Like so.
yeah, it'd be great, man. Really would. And that's tough. Even seeing my team kind of struggle this year, I'd still be okay with it.
Yeah,
Anything else you want to mention before we move forward?
I think I'm good. Yeah, just baseball's quickly coming to an end, man, and it makes me real sad.
Yeah. Uh, but like I said, man, we got a bonus game out of it, right? An
You
extra
sure
game.
did.
Really cool. So, all right, moving on into the NFL. More injuries to talk about. Man, this is just rough. Scadaboo, I don't know if you saw that. I refused to watch it.
Sure did.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
didn't
see
want
it.
to see it.
I didn't see it live as it happened, but
Nope.
I went and sought it out after because I'm a fucking psycho sometimes.
Yep.
Uh Boy, it's as gross of an injury as you think that it's going to be. I
Yeah.
just need you to know that.
Like the
I didn't
Dak
send it to
Prescott
you.
one, like the Chris Godwin
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I don't want to
I was
see
like,
it.
I didn't send it to you because I was like, you know what? If you want to seek this out on your own, go for it. But it's
Yeah.
gross. I just need you to know that. Like,
Yeah, just really tough to see him and kind of his teammates. Like he's been a really good story for the NFL this year. I think he was what a
yeah.
fifth round pick by the Giants,
Fourth round pick.
fourth round
Yep.
pick. Okay, so
Yeah.
out of Arizona State, and just like a guy that played for Herm Edwards there, like you know, really one of those guys that plays and leaves it all out on the field, and you can tell that every game. And really a great story for the Giants this year with Jackson Dart and him being there. And they kind of thought their season, or most people were writing them off when when Malik
Neighbors.
Neighbors went down. But like Geno Smith says, they they wrote me off. I just didn't write back. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
now he's not writing at all. But it's
Yeah.
but yeah,
I
rough to
think
see
what's
that.
cool. I think what's cool. The Giants is like you very clearly they have a core, a
Mhm.
young core, a young nucleus that like they can look on and be excited for next season. The Giants just need to improve that run defense.
I
That
mean,
run defense is awful,
they got a lot of good
awful.
players with Sexy Dexy. They've got Brian Burns, Abdul Carter,
All
Kevin
guys that can rush
Thibodeau.
the pass,
Yeah,
which is
Thibodeau as well.
great.
Like those are nightmares on defense
Yeah,
for any offensive line. So they've got a lot of young talent, and I feel like they're going to continue to add more. Uh,
yeah.
let me ask you, because this is kind of, they're going to constantly get compared forever. But what team looks like they're in a better shape organization wise, the Giants or the Jets?
Oh, the Giants,
Yeah, and
the Giants.
it's interesting. We were talking about like all the changes that the Jets made, like how good they were going to be, how much better they were going to be this year than they were last year, and all of that. And they got their first win this week, but it was kind of rough seeing that. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But the Giants, we had talked after the first two games of the season, like, oh, this is Brian Dable is fighting for his job. I'm not sure that's the
Yeah,
case anymore. Like we've seen some really good play out of this team, and they've been able to put up some points against teams that, yeah, they had the historic, failure kind of against the Broncos 2 weeks ago. But other than that, this team has played fairly well, and they've played competitively with other teams in the league. Uh, you know,
yeah.
they beat the Eagles, they almost beat the Cowboys, right? Like, and I realize it's not a league of almost, but this is a team that I think looks better than we anticipated they would.
Well, we talked about this last week. That Broncos game with the Giants, like that's a that's a the Giants are a young team and don't always know how to close out games, and
Right.
like sometimes like stuff kind of gets away from you
Hmm.
at the end of a game, and like the seasoned teams, veteran teams know how to like be like, okay, hey, like nothing is going our way right now, but we have enough institutional knowledge to know we can turn this around.
Right.
Whereas like those young Giants players like just didn't know what to do.
They didn't
Like, and
know how
that's
to plug the holes. Right.
yeah, that's just getting more experience and learning how to win. That's
Right.
it. Like so.
Also, injury to Patrick Surtain. It looks like he's going to be out a few
Ooh.
weeks. So, and that's kind of rough considering his team played pretty well this past week.
Yeah.
But that will be one to monitor and watch. I'm trying to think of other ones that came up, but those were the two big ones that I was thinking of this week. Your
Yeah.
Patriots, they made a couple trades, man. Now they traded guys that weren't starters for him anymore. With
Yeah.
Keon
I
White going to the Niners, I think is going to help them out, and then Kyle Duggar going to the Steelers. I don't know if he's going to be a fix for them, uh, in
I don't think
Pittsburgh.
so either.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, by the way, like, and we've mentioned this a couple times, but they have the most expensive defense in the league, and they're playing awful right now. So they've got to figure it out. They look old, really old.
Jordan Love tore them up a Sunday night.
Yeah, and made it.
20 straight completions.
Yeah, made it look easy, man. Made it look
Yeah.
easy. And this is like when you think about it, like this is a team we talked about even last week. We mentioned this that the Steelers are a team that we thought they're a quarterback away. They're a quarterback away. That's all it is. That's all this team needs is a quarterback, and they're going to make the playoffs and be competitive in the playoffs. Well, turns out that's not the case because Aaron Rodgers is playing very well this year, by most standards. Maybe he's not MVP Aaron Rodgers from 10 years ago, but he's playing pretty well this year. They're not
Yeah.
losing games because of him. They're losing games because the defense can't get
Nope.
pressure on anybody and they can't force turnovers, and that's kind of been their strong suit in years past. But if this continues,
If
you're
you
gonna
had told me,
yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I
I
was
was gonna
gonna
say
yeah.
if you had told me at the start of the season that the Steelers were going to lose games because of their defense, not because of Aaron Rodgers, I would have laughed at
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
have
man.
straight up laughed in your face.
If this
Yeah.
continues, they're gonna have to make a change at defensive coordinator because this is really bad right now. And they're in a
Yeah.
prime position with Lamar missing time, and now Lamar's coming back. Joe Burrow missing time. Joe Burrow's going to be coming back, right? Like
Yeah.
this is just a really bad situation for them, right? We kind of thought that the Browns might not be good, but we didn't expect that like the Steelers were going to be leading the division and then dropping games that they just shouldn't drop, right? Um, yeah, just a rough go for them. Um, and just I think the story of this week was probably just some major upsets, right? Like the Dolphins just beat up the Falcons, and
Yeah.
and you had said to me, you were like, oh man, like that the Falcons, like I don't trust them going out to San Francisco. You were right about that, but I trust them
Yeah.
at home, and they just got demolished at home by a Dolphins
Yeah.
team that is like fighting for their coach's job, right? And wondering which one of them is going to be on the trade block this week, right? It's just wild. I mean, that game was nuts. Like it seemed like the
Yeah.
Falcons didn't even belong in the building.
Can we finally pour one out for good for Kirk Cuckins? Like that man is toast. That
Yeah.
man is toast.
Yeah,
R.I.P. to the Cuck,
I
you
just
know?
I like him so much. I can't.
I know you do. I
Yeah, I
you love
can't.
him so much.
Yeah, I do, man. I do. One thing that I was going to mention, do you think like looking around the league, like and moving on from Kirk, obviously seemed like the right decision last year for the Vikings, with bringing, they brought in Sam Darnold and he was going to be their guy, and then they say, you know what, we're not going to re-sign him, which they could have got him for a discount and kept him, by the way, but then he goes to Seattle and kind of is replicating what he was doing quietly, but replicating it. What he did
Mhm.
in Minnesota, yeah, it's not perfect, but he's still playing at that level. And Minnesota has just taken a nosedive, man. Like it kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Now, talk about injuries. Carson Wentz is done, at least for a while because uh, they're kind of waiting on JJ McCarthy to come back now, right? And
Yeah.
it's just it feels like that was just not a good decision there, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it in the off season where it was like I remember like I kept saying like, "Hey, are we sure that JJ McCarthy's good?" Like I watched that dude in college, and that dude didn't throw a lot in college because Michigan had a really good running game and an
Yeah,
insane defense, and that's how they won a national title.
right.
He had to make like 4 throws a game,
Yeah,
and like yeah, man, like it's just not looking good right now. It's not looking good.
no,
And if the Vikings turn out and they whiff on this JJ McCarthy pick, this sets them back for a while. And then what that also means is like you're wasting prime years of Justin Jefferson
and Jordan
and Jordan.
Addison, and I'm not sure T.J.
Yeah,
Hawkinson is still that dude, but he's still competitive, right? Like, still a guy
yeah.
that I'd trot out there every week. Aaron
He's
Jones
a guy
is,
I'd still start in fantasy if I had to.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I feel good about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just rough, man. As we mentioned, the Jets, they end up beating the Bengals. They got their first win, which happy for Aaron Glenn. And happy for
Yeah,
Justin Fields as well. Like you hear him talk about it, and it was kind of sad to hear. Like this is a way to lose your quarterback and kind of have your fan base lose faith in you was what Woody Johnson did this past week,
yeah,
and it made him look really bad. So I don't know. It just shows how dysfunctional an organization can be. Really, really
right.
sad to see that, but happy for the Jets. Like I know they've been fighting hard for one, and they're missing guys too. Garrett Wilson was out. Brees Hall had himself a game.
Sauce
Um,
Gardner was out.
yeah, just yeah.
Yeah,
He had the concussion. Yeah, it was just rough.
yeah.
Um, but
Honestly, I'm gonna say a thing. If any other, I like super stoked that Aaron Glenn got the win.
mhm.
Love that dude. I think he's a really good coach. Just it bums me like any other coach. Like I'd be like, man, well, this sucks because me and futility records, man, and it's the Jets
Yeah,
who I just ultimately hate on top of that. And like it was shaping up to be like a whoop, 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 whoop.
yeah. I feel like
Everything's looking, yeah,
yeah, I feel like the Bengals kind of gift wrapped them for them too.
they sure did.
Like it was just like, did you see the pass? Brees Hall didn't just throw the pass; he pump faked it and then threw it,
Yeah,
and it wasn't even
yeah,
a particularly great throw. Like those passes, by the way, by non quarterbacks get picked off a lot. But
yeah.
it
And the way he threw it at first, I was like, oh, that's getting picked.
yeah,
That because the play looked like broken down from the start. I was like, oh,
mm-hmm.
this is getting picked.
And
This is the most Jets thing to happen. It's gonna get picked at the goal line,
wasn't it
and
fourth
that's
and
it.
goal too? Like
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
I don't know, just kind of wild to see that, but that's one that the Bengals are going to be really sad about because their defense just let them down. And I know Hendrickson
If they
was
miss the
came
playoffs,
out. Yeah.
th- if they miss the playoffs by a game, you can look back and be like, boy,
Hey, they did last year, man, and that's
yep,
there's definitely a lot of those games that you're looking at. You're like, oh man, we could have done something here. The Lamar Jackson-less Ravens beat the Bears, which was a little head scratching to me. Uh, because we thought the Bears were this team that was ramping up and the Ravens defense was terrible and this and that, and it just did not look good for the Bears in terms of looking a team looking for a statement win. Not really a statement win, but like this should have been more of a gimme game than it really was, and the
yeah.
Bears just couldn't get it done. It was just kind of sad. Uh, the Texans also beat the 49ers, which I was kind of shocked about. Like the Texans have a good defense, but they haven't played well offensively. Nico Collins was out. It just I don't know, man. Like very weird to see them win that game. I didn't expect that.
A little less weird for me because the 49ers are just like if you look at their defense, like half that defense is on IR. They're
Hmm.
so banged up defensively, and
Hmm.
like I just felt like they were just kind of like smoke and mirrors, and it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Eventually, right? I'm not sure if this is an upset, but Denver smashed Dallas. I don't think it was really an upset because I know Denver's a fairly good football team with just an elite defense. But I was kind
Yeah.
of Dallas has been on such a roll lately that it hasn't been their offense that has let them down, but this week
No.
it was, and they just couldn't get going. And I mean, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but they couldn't get anything going on offense. It was just really sad. And it
It's
kind of shows you like if you play good defense and you've got a good game plan, you can shut down a good offense. You can.
yeah, and it was the first like bad Dak game of the season.
Yep.
That's really what it is. He just had a bad game. And
Yeah.
like in this league, if your quarterback has a bad game, it can get out of hand quickly if
Yeah.
you're playing a decent or good defense.
It definitely can. I just wanted to say the playoff picture seems to be coming into more into view now, right? We're 8 games in, week 9 and stuff, but we have a pretty good idea of how teams are. I love this talk though, like about the Chiefs kind of being the team to beat. Like all the commentators are saying like, oh, now the road's going through Kansas City and stuff. Which by the way, they're the seventh team right now, so they're barely in.
They're in third place in their own division.
Yeah,
Like,
so like I understand the thought that like okay, the Chiefs look good, they're probably going to be doing decent in the playoffs. Like they have the postseason experience, all of that stuff. But for me, like I'm just I see that and I'm just like, okay, they've got a really uphill battle, and there's going to be a lot of teams trying to claw into the playoffs. Denver, I don't think is going to give up their lead in the division or want to, and I don't think the Chargers are going to just willfully let it go, right? Like, Kansas
Yeah,
City still needs to play Denver twice, I believe, this year. So it's, that's going to be
yeah.
some interesting games. They've got
Kansas
some,
City has the Colts coming up as well. Like they
yeah,
don't have an easy schedule by any means.
right.
Like
Are they going to Indy for that?
no,
No.
Indy's coming to
Oh,
Kansas
okay, which
City.
I think is
It
much better for Indy than it is for Kansas City. Um,
Yeah, and it's right off of Indy's bye week too. It's their first game after the bye. Their
yeah,
bye.
yeah. I mean, that was the next team I was going to talk about. Like Jonathan Taylor's been amazing for the Colts this year. He's just, I mean, he looks like an absolute man child running the ball. His
I don't
balance is
understand.
crazy.
I don't understand why we can't talk about him winning MVP potentially.
Yeah, they talked about it last year that Saquon didn't win it, but like he's doing more than Saquon's doing right now,
Yeah,
or than Saquon did last year in terms of touchdowns, in terms of what he's really bringing to the team. I mean, it's wild what he's running people over, man. And
yeah,
this is the thing, like you can have running backs rush for 60, 80 yards on the day, or and score two touchdowns. And I value that more than a guy that runs for 180 yards and doesn't have a touchdown, right? Like
yeah.
it doesn't matter how many yards you run for; it matters if you get the ball into the end zone. And Jonathan Taylor has a nose for doing that. He knows how to
He
be
had
able
this,
to get the ball in there.
he had this run Sunday where, and it was like the really long touchdown run he
Mm-hmm.
had. And he starts and he's going at an angle, and you're like, oh, the Tennessee defender's got him dead to rights.
Right.
And then somehow like turns up the corner, and then there's another Tennessee defender, and you're like, okay, this guy's gonna like he's tight roping the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee guy's just gonna like hit him out of bounds. And then it somehow runs faster as he's tiptoeing the sideline. And then before you know it, he's left everybody in the dust. And you're like, the
Yeah.
fuck just happened?
Right. And
And
it's
you're like, we had that guy dead to rights twice.
yeah. I
Like,
the best post I saw about it was they were talking about him and Quentin Nelson are feeding families this year, and it's true, man. Like
sure are.
they are just this line's playing really well. Daniel Jones is I don't think there's any argument he's the starter there. He just is, man. Like
Jones, baby.
yeah. But I think the argument can be made for Jonathan Taylor. He's going to have to continue on this pace, but if he does, it's going to be very difficult to look at him and say, no, 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 he's not going to do that, right? Like
Yeah.
he's having an incredible year, really is. And yeah, I think Indy's got a lot of tests coming up. They've beat some bad teams so far, or some perceived bad teams. They kind of got away with a few when you look at like what happened in the Denver game. They've had some things go
Mhm.
their way, right? But the test for them with Kansas City is going to be going into Arrowhead and seeing how well they play there. And this is the thing. They've got a few games that they can drop and still be in the lead, but they can't drop that many. And this is the goal for them, is especially playing there, is knowing, okay, we don't want to come back here. Right? We
Yeah.
need home field advantage in order to be able to get through the playoffs. And I think if they play in Indy, I think they are at a huge advantage compared to going on the
Yeah.
road. I'm not sure this team is going to do that well on the road. Not to say they can't, but playing at home is something completely different. And this is a team that I think really could benefit from having home field advantage.
I think these next three games are really important. They play Pittsburgh this week, then they have a Europe game against Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
bye week, then Kansas City. And I think that's going to be a really important 3 game test because, like, say what you want about Pittsburgh, like that's a legitimate offense, and like
It
that
should
defense is
be a
going to be put.
winnable game, but
It should be,
it
but
could be one if they overlook it that they get bit,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, and same with Atlanta is like it. Like I know Atlanta's kind of like they don't have a healthy quarterback right now, but like Bijan's a guy that like just you have to game plan for. Like he is one of the best backs in the league, and he's a running back right now that like you stay up late at night trying to figure out how to stop him.
Yeah, because if
And then
and
like
they
and then
run
it's
those
the
stretch
Chiefs.
plays, right? They run those
Yep.
halfback sweeps or stretch plays out to the outside, and it's like he's one of those guys. Him, Jameer Gibbs, those guys. If they get to the outside, they'll be gone. They'll be gone, man.
And then the Chiefs, I think, is a real measuring stick game
Yeah,
for them.
it
I
is.
think that is a real like, okay, how good are we actually?
Well, so this is
Like,
the interesting thing about that, right? So when they're playing the Chiefs, they've played against a lot of teams that maybe aren't the best at converting in the red zone. The Chiefs are very good at, like, they with Patrick Mahomes, they've got the weapons on that team to know how to be able to punch the ball across the goal line. That's something that's going to be a huge test for them. Can they stop them when it matters? And those games against the Chiefs, the Pats, the old Colts, right? Those games that teams need to win are measured by like making very few mistakes. If you
yeah,
because those teams capitalize on those mistakes that you made. The Patriot teams, you could be in a playoff game in Baltimore and winning by 13 points in the fourth quarter and still lose that
yeah,
game. Like I've seen it. It's not fun,
yeah.
right? When you're sitting there as a fan and you're like, "Oh man, this is going to be awesome to see," and it doesn't happen, it makes you realize what the real good teams are made of. So,
I watched a clip of an old game from 2013
mhm.
recently. Patriots scored 2 touchdowns in the final minute to beat Cleveland.
Yeah,
With a minute four left, scored 2 touchdowns.
it's crazy. Really
Like,
is.
but that's the thing is like teams like Kansas City and a guy like Patrick Mahomes, you can't afford to turn the ball over on offense. You can't give them extra possessions. You cannot do that. And like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big test for the Colts.
Yeah, I thought Monday night's game with Kansas City against Washington was going to be different, especially with Mahomes throwing those two early picks. Turns out it didn't matter. But
Yeah,
most good teams, and granted they were without Jaden Daniels, right? But most good teams are going to capitalize on that.
convert on those.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even if it's three, they're going to come away with points, right? And that's the thing. You don't want to give away any easy points to good teams. So
And I think the Colts can capitalize on mistakes.
I
I
think they
think they
can.
can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So I like I said, this next month is really important for them.
It
So we'll
really
see.
is. All right, man. We will wrap up and just hit some fantasy before we go. So we've got some good news and we got some bad news. What should we start with?
Oh man. Um, let's just get the bad news out of the way.
All
Let's do
right.
it. It's the the mega bye week with 6 teams being on a bye really got me, man.
Yeah.
And I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I knew it too going into Monday night. I was like, I texted you and I was like, this is it for me. I
I didn't
because like
believe you. I didn't believe you when I woke up and I saw it. I had to get to school and check the standings because the app doesn't update the scores automatically, but when
yeah,
I looked the night before I was going to bed, I'm like, oh, it was after the 1 o'clock games. I'm like, he's gonna be fine. But then Ferguson
no.
laid that dud. He gave you zero,
That's
and
the
that,
thing. If Jake Ferguson catches 1 or 2 passes, I'm alive for another week.
yep. But it just
And
didn't
that's
happen.
how and that's how finicky fantasy is, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
very volatile, man. And that's the thing. You
yep,
had a team that, as I looked at it, I said, man, this is a team that if you made one move, you could have made the playoffs. One move,
yep,
right? Like it's,
yep.
and you never know what team's going to be cut the next week, right? I'm looking
And
at,
I told you I was in a spot too where it's like if I can just survive this weird bye week,
mhm.
I have so much fab that like I can start affording the good players and like then it's a then it's a game changer from there
Well,
because there was only 3 other teams that had more fab than I did.
right.
Like,
There was a lot of guys that threw up blanks this week. I ended up losing because I have Quentin Johnston in 2 leagues. He dropped zero
oh
this
yeah,
week. Yeah, so
yep,
like there's guys like that. Like Egbuka didn't play that well particularly, right? Didn't need to
yeah,
because the Bucks ended up winning big, but like that ended up hurting me too. And it's tough, man, how things can just sway a different way. I'm playing against Mason Taylor and Mason Taylor doesn't do much all game and then catches that last touchdown pass and it bumps him up big time. And I'm like, really? Like
yep.
this is the way it goes, man. Drake May just absolutely killing it. Like, not throws that touchdown to Stephon Diggs at the end of the game and I'm like, really? This needed to happen? Right?
It hurts when you're on the wrong end of it, but
It does.
boy, it's like a drug that you just keep coming back to because you're like, you know what? Maybe next year's the year. Maybe
Well,
next year's the year. You're like, I'm gonna draft differently, different strategy, and then you're just back in it all over again, man.
this is the first year that I've been hit really hard by injuries, but I've been talking to a few buddies and like it's hit everybody hard this year.
Yep. It's hit everybody in different ways.
Yep,
Like,
really bad. And it's an interesting thing too because my buddy John, Mr. Eighth Place that we talk about sometimes, I have him in my own personal league that I run as well. Just a 12 team half point PPR league, and he's
yeah,
every time we play each other, it doesn't matter whether it's the Bennett League or my league or anything like that. It always is like a point or two difference
yeah.
between us. Like I don't know how it works that way, but it's just always like very close. This week, man, I ended up winning by point 0.1 points.
You sent me that screenshot and I had to like look at it for a solid 5 minutes and
Yeah,
be like, what the fuck?
all the
Like,
things that
it's
had to
insane.
happen to go right or
Yeah.
wrong in that, and it just he messaged me the next day and was like, I can't even believe this. Like it's always close between us, always is.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, the same thing happened, and he won by point 0.1 point. So like
Mhm.
it's we have a history of this happening, and it's just really it makes us laugh.
And it's like,
And I needed that win, by the way. I needed that win.
yeah,
That was in the Bennett League.
yeah,
So it wasn't my league. It was in the Bennett League. I needed that.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
ended
because
up
he was
getting the win.
undefeated at that point. You were the first
Yeah.
guy to take him down.
No, no, no. I don't
Like,
think he's undefeated in Bennett League. He has two
he
losses.
was,
He
I
had
thought he
one
was
loss. He had one loss, and now he's got
okay.
two. But he was the
Yeah,
number one seed, and I needed to be able to win and keep my streak going. And like I've rattled off 3 wins in a row now. So
yeah,
even I have
yeah,
to give
yeah.
a shout out to him, Uncle Roger in my personal league. He ended up knocking down a guy that's was 6-2, 5-2. Now he's 5-3, and Roger's like, hey, listen, if I get a good streak going, it could be bad for people. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's very interesting, finicky though, as you
Uh,
said.
yeah, yeah. Bennett League for me, two straight wins. I'm 4-4 right now. I'm sitting in seventh,
Yeah,
which in Bennett League, top six make the playoffs. So we're lurking, and we feel good.
I'm coming for you.
I know you are.
We
I
got
know
a
you are.
matchup in a couple weeks, so
I know.
but
It's gonna be a big matchup.
yeah, it definitely will be. I'm in 10th place right now. So, but I've spent the last few weeks in since the beginning of the year in 12th place. So now I'm climbing. So,
Yeah. No, sometimes you just need to get on a heater, man.
yeah,
It's
your story
so
last year for sure. But anything else you wanted to mention before we move forward?
nah, man. By this time next week when we talk, baseball will be over. I'll be real sad about that.
But
Uh,
look at the good part of life that you'll have. Now you get to watch the Guillotine League from the outside in, and you get to see
yeah,
other people get cut and be like, ah, like that's it's kind of fun to see that piece of it,
yeah,
right? But yeah, baseball, well,
yeah.
spring
But that's
training though.
okay. College football's in full tilt right now.
Hmm.
College basketball starts soon. Which I'm a big fan of college basketball. I get weirdly into that. Like,
Some really big things, yeah.
yeah, college football playoffs are like in a month. Um, which that's also a good time. So like we're in a good spot. NBA just started for me.
Hmm.
NHL's a thing right now. Bruins are awful. Hey, I got enough sports to keep me going, but I
Yeah.
just it's that one true love, man. That like I'm gonna miss it.
Listen, she'll
I'm
be
gonna miss
back.
it.
She'll be back.
I know
So
she will.
yeah,
I know, but like I just still miss her.
yeah.
It's
Hang out with Fred in the meantime. He'll keep you busy. So
do I have other
you
options
might.
or like
You could hang out alone.
cool,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna choose the alone.
Yeah.
Thanks. Like,
All right. Until next week, though. I love you,
yeah,
bro.
man. I love you too, man.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.